sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops. And it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
This little guy right here is loved by all. People love him, animals love him, birds love him, amphibians love him, and these critters really love him. Whether you call him a crawfish, crayfish, crawdad, or mudbug, he's still quite a delicacy with so many. Crawfish, whether they're live or artificial, are excellent baits for bass, only if they're presented correctly. And since I don't have a live bait sponsor, I'll be fishing. Wait a minute, I do have a live bait sponsor, Wormville. Yeah, I forgot all about that. They make red wigglers, red worms. And you know, you're accustomed to buying these little bitty red wigglers, and you got to put about 6 or 8 of them on a hook. Well, they make a red worm. It's about that long, and you just put one of them on a hook. The biggest red worms you've ever seen. So when I say I don't have a live bait sponsor, I do. But today I'm going to be fishing an artificial variety, and to me that's just fine, because this one feels, looks, and acts just like the real thing. It's Bass Pro Shop's Hollow Craw, and as you can see, it has all the natural looking action of a live crawfish, not only when you're swimming it, but when it's worked along the bottom. The Hollow Craw is available in several different colors, but only comes in one size, which is 3 3/4 inches. And today we've got it rigged with a Bass Pro Shop Pro Weedless round jig head. This head allows the bait to fall and land on its tail with its pincers in a defensive posture, just like a live crawfish would do. Did you know that crawfish live throughout the world, and that over half of more than 500 species occur in North America? American bass anglers need not to worry about which species is most preferred, simply because bass like them all. Pretty good one. What you gonna do? Pretty baby. Easy. That's nice. Yes, sir. See, you get about another 2 pounds on you. Now here's something you might find interesting. Virtually any type of habitat is a good place to fish a crawfish lure. However, it's best to look for the harder parts of a lake bottom. Even the mud, where crawfish are often found, is usually hard clay. Got it. It's a hard pulling little fish. Got you. Get him to shake that head. Where you going? You want to jump and throw it, don't you? Right under the boat. Bye-bye.
Bill Dance Outdoors, sponsored by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Rebel, catch fish anywhere. And by Mercury Marine, go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is sponsored by Outdoor Water Solutions, offering pond and lake aeration systems with energy-saving solutions including solar and wind, customized to fit your need. Visit OutdoorWaterSolutions.com for quality aeration products.
There he is. Got it. All right, buddy. I'll swing you up here. Now that one was right under the boat. Calm down. I can't overemphasize the importance of presentation when fishing these little fellows. It's true, when a crawfish moves about in search of food or location, it moves forward. But when threatened, it propels itself backwards by flipping its tail. It's got a powerful tail, and it glides down to the bottom. It just goes real fast, and then it just kind of glides back down to the bottom. It's on its tail with its pincers floating high in a defensive position. It just flies through just propels through the water like this, and then when it stops, it kind of glides with its pincer and its crusher in a defensive position like this. Now when you're working it, you should always assume that a bass is looking at it and be ready to react, because your presentation makes it appear to be in a defensive position. It's very, very important. So when you work it, you don't want to overpower it. You don't want to just work it through the water like this. You want to just kind of pick it up and work it in little slow little pumping motions. And the lightest lead head that you can use with it, I think the more effective it's going to be, because it's in the fall rate of the bait that makes it look so natural as it falls. You just pump it along like this, and you might just kind of pump it a little bit and make it move like this, and then slowly let it fall back. And when you do, on this particular bait, the pincer and the crusher, its arm just will go out like this, and it'll fall back to the bottom. It'll glide back down. Because this particular lead head is a round head, and it just falls to the bottom. It doesn't fall in a circle, it just glides back to the bottom. There's simply no doubt about it. Crawfish are tremendous lures year-round. However, there are 2 times of the year when they really shine. They breed in the spring and sometimes in the fall. During these times, their activity increases, making them more vulnerable to bass. And like bass, crawfish do remain active during the winter. Yeah, I got fish right here just on the edge at about 10 to 11 feet. Watch this, I'm gonna drop right down on them. I'm right, there he is. Got him. Got you, boy. Got you. Oh yeah, you are better. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Wow, come on back here. Fat old fatty you. Mr. Fatty. All right. Bye.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Quantum Rods and Reels, Quantum Performance Tuned, Mystic Lubricants, Lubrication Domination, and Tracker Boats, Fish the Finest. Today's equipment log is brought to you by Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. Whether you're fishing for panfish, bass, catfish, or light saltwater, we have an action for you. Available at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Today's show is sponsored in part by Berkeley, Catch More Fish. Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. And by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Yeah. Fat baby there. Easy, baby. All right, come on. Come on back around here and say howdy to me. Oh, I'm gonna let you go. You're talking about weight. The fish has got some weight right there. Big old, hadn't missed any meals. Feels nice to come up here this warmer weather, air, doesn't it? Yes, it does. All right. Thank you. That was a pretty fish. You know, you can really be versatile when you fish a hollow crawl. But of course, this will depend on the situation or condition. You can present this bait vertically, because we've caught fish. By looking at the graph, we've seen fish directly under the boat and drop down and caught it. Or you can present it a multitude of ways. You can Carolina rig it, you can flip it, you can drop shot it. It's quite remarkable, the multitude of ways that you can fish it. But like I said, it depends on the conditions. Or you can fish it on a lead head like we're doing today. Now, some biologists tend to think that on some lakes, bass switch from crawfish to a shad diet when they reach a weight of about 2 pounds. The reason for this may be that as bass get bigger, they spend a lot of their time suspended out in open water chasing shad. This is especially so in midland to highland reservoirs. Even then, however, there's always catchable bass along the shoreline, sometimes shallow, sometimes deep, that feed on crawfish. And don't think that these are only small bass. With this in mind, it's interesting to note that the fourth, now I stand to be corrected, but that the fourth biggest largemouth, it could be the third, it could be the fifth, somewhere in the top 5, a 21-pound, 3-ounce bass was caught back in the early 80s in California. That big fish was fooled by a crawfish, and numerous other largemouth over 15 pounds have been caught on crawfish also. So crawfish are, like I said, they're a delicacy. They rate high in protein, and normally they're pretty easy to catch. This should tell you why these little rascals are regarded as big bass baits, even in places where shiners have reigned for years. Another good fish coming right at me. Oh, that's a fat one. Oh, come on back here. Yeah, you are good. Whoa, Bubba. I might have to sit down and get you. Come here. You through? Yeah, you're a pretty one. Yep. Nice. Close to 5 pounds. Maybe a little bit bigger. Thank you. Buddy, talk to you later.
The Bill Dance question and answer of the week is brought to you by Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. Whether you're fishing for panfish, bass, catfish, or light saltwater, we have an action for you. Available at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
It's a new conventional braid using 9 100% polyethylene fibers. It's built to be smooth, quiet, and cast so easily. The 9 strands are woven together for strength, and this product is ideal for pitching, flipping, or casting, and available from 8 to 100 pound test. And it's a small diameter braid. Hey, an impressive line you're really gonna like.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Berkeley, catch more fish. Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. And by Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like Chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
There are many places you don't want to be hauling your boat when your bearings go out. For example, you don't want to be in rush hour traffic or on some back road in the middle of nowhere. And that's why I use Mystic JT6 bearing grease. The definition of reliable, Mystic allows me to always get there and back. And if you pack your bearings with Mystic, the same reliability will be yours as well.
Come be part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
Okay, so what about color? You know, so what about color? We'll talk about it in a minute. He jumped. We'll talk about that in just a minute. All cut up. All right, calm down. Yep. See this one, we'll talk about color. It's kind of a little avocado. It's got that green pumpkin look to it. It's got that indigo blue look to it. Fooled by the crawfish. Okay. What we're talking about was talking about color. So what about color? Well, you know, some fishermen argue that it makes no difference whatsoever, but I don't agree. In my home state of Tennessee, there's over 70 different species of crawfish. In Louisiana, there's over 50. So color and sizes vary with species, their diet and their age. Many are red, some are green, some are brown, some are tan, and I just showed you one, a replica of one that's green pumpkin and blue. I've seen them that color. Some are have black markings or orange markings in various combinations. Unless you know exactly what color the crawfish are in the lake you're fishing, you'd be wise to take along an assortment of colors to try. Trust me, they'll often hit one color when they won't touch another. There we go. Whoa. Oh, look at him pull. A nice fish right here. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. That jig just barely in his mouth. Oh, aren't you pretty? Yes, you are. Come here. You through? Oh, look. Look at that. Oh, it just fell out. Whoop. Hello. Woo. All right. It's been a good cold day. It warmed up pretty good. See you, darling. Yep. This combination is mighty hard to beat. Like I say, it's a Bass Pro Shop Pro weedless round head jig. And we've put a black and blue skirt on it and a Bass Pro Shop hollow crawl on it. You can experiment with different colors. The color that I've had my success with today is its Okeechobee crawl. I'll leave you with this. To you and me, the lowly crawfish may not be the prettiest critter in the world, but I can assure you of one thing. To a bass, they're absolutely gorgeous. And if you doubt it, I'll tell you what you need to do. Take some of these along the next time you go and give them a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I'm going fishing with Bill Dance today.